everyone, Big Pauly back for another collection video. Bit of an unusual one. I am going through my remaining DVDs for what I have left in my collection. DVDs, I hear you say? What are you doing owning DVDs? Well, these are just ones that have stayed in my collection. Either they haven't come out with a Blu-ray, or I like the case, or they have some sentimental value, such as the very first DVDs I ever bought. So we're just going to go through the stack. It's quite a few. I think there's probably about 50 maybe. So anyway, let's start off. So the first one is a giant E.T. limited edition box set, which came out many years ago, which, as you can see, comes with all the bits and pieces inside. It's got a bit dirty over the years, a little bit torn, but this is the ultimate gift set, they call it. If I open it up, I'll show you what it came with. Came with a nice big thick hardboard book showing you lots and lots of pictures and all kinds of shit like that, and a certificate of authenticity, and also a limited edition film cell. And then the actual box set was really nice because it came in, if I can put this down I shall show you. It's a nice silver limited edition box set, which just opened up, gatefolded open, with all the discs and the special features and all that kind of stuff in there. So, and I thought, no, I won't get rid of this, even though the box is not in that brilliant a condition. It is a very limited edition. So, I mean, you can probably buy it for about £5 out there, I don't know. And I thought, it looks really nice. It comes with all bits and pieces like the film cell and the certificate, plus the nice big thick book as well. And I thought I'd keep that in my collection. So there we go. So that's E.T. What was it called again? The ultimate gift set. So let's stick that there. Next one in my collection, which I never want to get rid of, it's a DVD, will always be in my collection, and it is the Band of Brothers limited edition tin. And the reason why this is a little bit special, I have actually shown this previously on one of my collection videos. It was given away as part of a commemorative signing for the remaining soldiers that this is actually based on. And as you can see inside there, it's signed by a load of the soldiers. They were like in their 90s or maybe hundreds, but they did a very limited edition charity signing a few years ago. So, so I'm very, very happy with that box set, and that's definitely never going to leave my collection. That's the one DVD I'll always keep. So that was Band of Brothers, and now we're just going to go through all the other stuff that I've got here. Various stuff. There's music DVDs, comedy, adventure, box sets, movie box sets, TV box sets. So we'll just go through them. The first one I've got is Waterworld, which actually, when released, came in a CD case. I don't know why, but I've always kept it. And I think this only ever came with it's an English 5.0 soundtrack, so it didn't even come with a subwoofer soundtrack. But this was a Region 1 release, so I've replaced that now since. But I like to keep it because it's a little bit novel. Next up, we've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Once More with Feeling, and this is the musical episode that they brought out. And me and Lulu like to stick this on every now and again. It's so funny, and there's so many programs that attempt musicals but just cannot pull it off. The only other one that's really attempted it and pulled it off was Grey's Anatomy. So, and I like to put that on when I'm feeling a bit down every now and again. Next one up is The Phantom. I'm not sure if this is actually on Blu-ray, but I've never got round to actually checking to see if it is. but it's always one that I've liked, and Billy Zane was really good in this. So that's the Phantom. And then we've got a couple of music ones. Some of these are maybe my dad's or my mum's, and that's Hank Plays Live. So that's the Hank Marvin, filmed live in concert at the Birmingham Symphony Hall with special guest appearance by Cliff Richard. So that's pretty good. Some of these are probably on Blu-ray now, but we just haven't bothered to update them. Next one was Finding Nemo, and I liked the shimmery effect on that slipcase. And this is the 2-disc collector's edition. So that's very nice. I haven't got Dory on DVD because I just went ahead and bought that on lovely Blu-ray Steelbook. Next one up is Tom Hanks in Castaway, which was absolutely fantastic film, and it's one of the old ones with the old like flippers and that kind of thing. But I've got this now on Blu-ray as well. Next up was when we were thinking about going to Disney back in the 90s. I picked up a Walt Disney World, kind of like World Resort Florida information video. It just tells you all about the magic and the parks and all that, so we could kind of got an idea of what we were letting ourselves into. Next one is The Finest Hours. And I bought this one for my dad, I think, because it was about £4 in the supermarket, because he loved that film. Chris Pine, really good. And Ben Foster. Yeah, so this has got Chris Pine and Ben Foster, so it's a bit of a Hell or High Water Part 2 reunion. So really good film, enjoyable film. Next one, I don't know why I've still got this one, because I've got the box set for it now, which is Shrek 2. I don't know. Oh, look at that. I've even got the old receipt in it when I bought it, which hasn't faded. Woolworths Dover. £19.99. Blimey, that's dear for a DVD. And that was purchased on the 1st of November 2004. Blimey. Okay, so that's Shrek 2. Still don't know why I kept that one. As I say, I've got the box set with all 4 films in. The next one I picked up because was really cheap, and it's the Hellboy films. Both of them, 1 and 2, in one nice little box set. And it's still sealed, never unsealed that one. Next up we have Little Britain. Yeah, Little Britain Complete Series 2. And I love Little Britain. It's a fantastic show. So funny. I'm a lady. Yeah, so that's the Complete Series 2. I don't think they could ever get away with doing it now. There'd be just so much outcry of racial stereotyping and sexual innuendos and all that kind of stuff. The next one is also Little Britain, and it's a Red Nose Day comic relief special. So that's 2 Little Britons there. And then we've got, which I think I got for a birthday present or Christmas present, was the complete first season of Chips on DVD. It's quite a heavy one, so I think there's probably about 5 or 6 discs inside. But I've never opened it. I do remember seeing Chips when I was young, but I might crack that open. Oh, there we are, 6-disc box set containing all 22 first season episodes. I might crack it open and give it a shot one day, but most of the episodes you can find on Bravo or something like that. Next one I picked up was Happy Feet, and I kept that for that specific reason, because lovely dancing penguin on that lenticular. I do like this film. Both myself and Claire love this film, Happy Feet. I don't think I saw Happy Feet 2 for some reason. I can't remember why. The next one is, because you know I'm a bit of a country fan, and this is Martina Mcbride, The Greatest Hits video collection. And this goes back to 2001, I think it is, so there's been a lot more hits since. Next one is when we were in our Disney phase and I wanted to know all about the parks, and then we were going to Disneyland in LA. and I picked up this Treasures, Walt Disney Treasures, Disneyland USA. A time trip to the 1950s and 60s with the best tour guide imaginable, Walt Disney himself. And I think it's narrated by Leonard Maltin. So this is an actual historic limited edition series with rare material from the actual Disney opening of the LA park. Was it 55? I think it was 1955 or 56. Yeah, take a wonderful look back at the origins of the park, beginning with the very first episode of the Disneyland TV series, as Walt Disney leads a tour of the studio and lifts the curtain on a model of the under construction Disneyland park. Wow. I've only ever seen it once. I'm going to crack that on again, actually, because that'd be interesting to see kind of like how the park's changed and evolved. Next one I have is Jurassic Park 3, and that was when Jurassic Park 3 came out on DVD, but I've since whipped that to Blu-ray and got that on Steelbook. Very nice. Next up is the Polar Express. For the same reason I've got this one, because of the nice slip cover, and even on the back there you can see it's a very nice golden shimmery effect, and that is a great film, but I think it's a bit of a travesty watching it on DVD. It needs to be watched in high definition. Now these next two do hold a very special place in my heart, because they are the first two DVDs I ever bought. And I went on a trip to London one day to a Pioneer shop on Shaftesbury Avenue. And this is, I think, probably something like maybe March or April in 1998. And this was when DVD was like, wow, it's so new. VHS was still flooding the market, and Laserdiscs. And they imported the players from the US. And I've still got the original player, which is a Panasonic A100 original DVD player. I've still got that in my storeroom. And they had a handful of discs. I think there was probably something like 30 or 40 DVD discs released in the world. That was it. And there was no point going into somewhere like HMV, because I remember when I bought my first DVD player, which was about 850 quid, and these were about 30 quid each, the original DVDs. I kept remember going into HMV and asking when they're getting DVDs, and they were like, what the fuck's DVD? And that went on for about 2 years before the UK even adopted DVD. So I picked up these as my very first two DVDs. So Mars Attacks, and it's got the old clipper case, which I remember, and there's the inside. It's one of the cardboard cases, and it's you have the different version of the different film. Of the same film on each disc. So you have the standard version on one side, and then you have the widescreen version on the other side. I know it's very outdated now, isn't it? But I might actually stick that in. Maybe stick that in my Blu-ray player and watch that, actually, because I know I've got the Blu-ray version of it now, but it might be interesting to see if the quality is upscaled it anyway, the kind of colour quality on there, and the menus, because even the menus for DVDs, well, most of them were just like static, weren't they? There was no moving or anything like that. And the other one, because we were interested in going to Florida to go to Las Vegas, was Vegas Vacation, and that one's got the L clipper case as well. That one actually does have just the logo Vegas Vacation on there. But a lot of DVDs, when they first came out with these cardboard clipper cases, and they are very sentimental, for obvious reasons. But I like to keep them because they are kind of unique. Next up, we've got Simply Irresistible, which was at my time of crush in the 90s, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who I still think is a pretty good actress. She's a really good actress, and absolutely adored her in Buffy. And there was actually a charity event that was held on eBay where you could buy merchandise and all that. And I actually bought that dress that she's wearing there for, I think I bought it for about £450. And I sold it a couple of years later for about £1,000. So I made a good profit on it. But yeah, it's an average lovey-dovey film. Nothing special. Next, I've got a TV box set, which, in my point of view, I am still wondering why the hell this has not been released on Blu-ray. Because it was one of the best TV shows around at the time, and still is a great show. And it is Dead Like Me. And this is the complete collection. So it includes seasons 1 and 2, plus also I believe it's the TV movie that came out, Life After Death. But it's a great show. If you haven't seen Dead Like Me, watch it. It's one of the best shows that they ever put out. So I won't be getting rid of that because there's no other release. There's no other Blu-ray release. Next up is one of my other music DVDs, which is Europe Live from the Dark. Don't think this was available on Blu-ray when this was released. And this is, I think this was a concert recorded at the Hammersmith Apollo in London, or the Hammersmith Odeon. But I'm a big fan of Europe from the 80s, for the Final Countdown and all the others. But they've got a bit more metal rather than like the AOR with the melodic keyboards. But I still like Europe. Next one was actually a film that I actually did like. From the producer of Independence Day and The Patriot, and that was Flyboys. And I might have this on Blu-ray. I think I might have it on Blu-ray or Steelbook. But look, this has got a nice golden embossed up the top there, and I like this slipcover. I like this design on the cover. It's really nice. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I actually really like that film. So if you haven't seen it, I would stick it on, because it's a good old aerial, airborne fighter pilot kind of stuff. A bit slower than Top Gun because they're in like biplanes. Next up, another music DVD, and this time it's Status Quo: The Anniversary Waltz, a celebration of 25 rocking years. So let's got all those tracks down there. So I like to put a bit of Quo on every now and again. Next up, and the reason why I've kept this one is because this is kind of like, James Cameron, get your arse in gear. True lies. This, other than finding it on Sky, or I don't even think it's on Amazon or Netflix, but this is the only other way of actually watching this movie in good quality. We should be having maybe a 4K release, or at least an HD release. I know he's supposed to be working on it alongside the other one that I've got here, which I'll show you shortly. So, good old bit of irony. Next up is another music DVD, and this is the Eagles Farewell 1, live from Melbourne. So it's the tour, which is a really good. This is one of the best music DVDs out on the market. 2.5 hours of nothing but Eagles concert. Absolutely fantastic. All the track listings there as well. So yeah, crack that on. Love that. Next up is another one with a snapper case. This film got a bit of panning because this came after, like, Kevin Costner dropped down in his he didn't do so well with a couple of films. I mean, Waterworld, a lot of people pan on Waterworld, but I love Waterworld. And this was the other one which kind of like dropped him down to his all-time low. This is kind of like his later M. Night Shyamalan phase. And this was The Postman. From the Academy winning director of Dances with Wolves. Well, of course it was. It's him. And it's basically the year is 2013. War has crippled the earth. Technology has been erased. Our only hope is an unlikely hero. So we've gone past 2013. So it makes me laugh sometimes when you look at these films that are set now in the past. So yeah, and I really enjoyed that. It's a long film. I think it's something like 3 hours, because that was when 178 minutes, just short of 3 hours. But I haven't cracked that on for many years, so I might stick that on sometime actually. Next up is Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which is an absolutely classic film with Terence Stamp, Hugo Weaving and Guy Pearce. And that trio of actors is amazing on screen when you put them together. You never expect Terence Stamp to just stick on a dress, put some makeup on, some lipstick, but my God, it works. It's absolutely fabulous. Next up is another one of my Sarah Michelle Gellar phase, and this is one of the later films that she did, called Harvard Man. I've only basically kept them because Sarah Michelle Gellar's the star of them, so that's that one. Next one is one of the funniest animated movies we've ever seen in our lives, and me and Lou pissed ourselves in the cinema while watching this because we couldn't believe what was coming out of these children's mouths. And that is South Park, the movie, bigger, longer and uncut. Oh, it was so funny, and there were just so many memorable songs in it. So that's South Park. Next one, another music DVD, and this is Faith Hill, When the Lights Go Down. There aren't many Faith Hill DVDs, I don't think, of live concerts, so it's got everything on there from There You'll Be, This Kiss, Breathe, so all the hits. Next up is another show which I am surprised has never been released on Blu-ray or high definition, and this is From the Earth to the Moon, from Tom Hanks, and this was based on the success of after Apollo 13, about the race to the moon and to get there, and it's a great show. It's produced by Brian Grazier, Ron Howard and Tom Hanks, so it's kind of the whole Apollo 13 crew, and it's a really good TV series. If you haven't seen it, try and watch that. Next up, we've got, I didn't even realise that I still got this. I thought I sold this ages ago, and it's the Adventures of Indiana Jones. I know they call it the complete DVD movie collection, but it's only got the first 3 films. Obviously, the other one hadn't come out then. But as you can see there, and I noticed on the edge there that it's gone a bit off colour on the top there, so I think it might have caught the sunlight from coming through the window. It's a shame, but I've got a new box set, but that's still a nice box set. Next up, we've got a nice bit of Queen, the DVD collection, live at Wembley Stadium. Can't beat a bit of Queen, one of the greatest bands ever. It's got so many tracks on it, so love that. Stick that on. Next up is the other James Cameron one, which we still haven't had a high definition release for yet, and that is the special edition for The Abyss. And this is when they started bringing out the double DVDs. So you'd have a nice little booklet in disc 1, and then on the other half, the other side, you'd have another disc around the back. So yeah, this really does need a proper HD release. Next up is another TV series which was really good, from the creators of Sex and the City, and this was Grosse Pointe. Kind of bit of a behind the scenes of a fictitious like daytime soap about how these characters are linked and what they get up to. So that is it's a really good show. So I would definitely check that out if you haven't seen it. Next up is Trekkies 2. How much is too much? So this is the fascinating look at the world through the eyes of the people we have come to know as Trekkies or Trekkers. So it's hosted by Denise Crosby. All behind the scenes, going to conventions, talking to people, see how Star Trek has like influenced their life and that kind of thing. So it's Trekkies 2. The next one, I don't know why I bought this. I think this was purchased because when my nieces were really young, they were into the Olsen twins. Holiday in the Sun. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Don't know anything about it. Next up is one that's still sealed, which is The Wizard of Oz, which was picked up for £4. I think this was picked up maybe at a petrol station. It's never been undone. And this one as well. This was picked up 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. And that was £5. And that's never been unsealed. I think both of those belong to my mum. And then we have Tin Man, which I believe is the sequel to The Wizard of Oz. It's a TV created one, nominated for 9 Emmys. I can't believe that was £20 when that came out. But that's still sealed. I've never undone that. And next up is Trekkies. So that's the first part of it. And as you can see there, they go to the conventions and all that kind of stuff. Find out. And look, there's even a dog there dressed up in a Starfleet uniform. So they're worth a laugh. It's good to put them on as a laugh. And then next we have a very cleverly put together DVD movie starring Robert Downey Jr., Woody Harrelson, Winona Ryder, Rory Cochrane and Keanu Reeves. And it's a Scanner Darkly. And as you can see, it's actually the actors, but they're kind of like animated, cartoon style animated. Very cleverly done was it. It was very photogenic, photographic. But I haven't watched that for a long time now. Also, I have another clipper case from this one's from New Line series Director's Cut. And a lot of people like this, a lot of people don't like this. I actually do like it, and it is Spawn. What was his name? Michael. I can't remember. See, look, this is a old one as well that comes right out. Michael Jai White. Yeah, Michael Jai White. John Leguizamo. He was fantastic as Spawn, the devil, and Martin Sheen. And as I say, it's been a long time since I've seen that one, but I don't think this is on Blu-ray, is it? I'm not sure. Next up, we've got a bit more country music, and this is Live in Chicago, Shania Twain Up. Everybody likes a nice bit of Shania every now and again. And then another music video, Magnum, Live Legends. Bob Catley and all the gang there. Nice bit of British rock music. Another one, Just Doing It Live, Status Quo. Nice box set. Lots of. It's got a book in there, a gatefold in there, a nice book and everything. Oh look, got the receipt as well. HM. Oh, I can't read that. That's faded. Fantastic. Oh, I hope these don't fall off. Next up, we have some Star Wars. So we have The Phantom Menace, and I kept these because they are the original DVD releases, and I like the gold cases for these. The artwork was really good on them. Plus, you get some nice artwork with Darth Maul and that. So there's The Phantom Menace. And then we have Attack of the Clones. And then we do have the other one. We do have Revenge, although I'll get to it in a minute. It's somewhere down in the pile. Next up is another one that I picked up. I think it was a cheap one at Tesco's, and that's Goonies. So it's still sealed. I probably don't need that. I can get rid of that. because I've got it on Blu-ray and Steelbook. Next up is another Queen one, when Queen came back after Freddie Mercury's death with Paul Rodgers, and they did the concert. We went to see him at Wembley, which was pretty good, mixed in 5.1 surround. That's not good enough these days, it needs to be in Atmos. Another music one, Status Quo, famous in the last century. All the piles going higher. And this happens to be, this is definitely Leonardo DiCaprio's finest hour. This is his, or finest 90 minutes or so. Best acting he's ever done in a movie. And that's What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Really good film. We've got, next is Grease. And this is kind of a cardboard. I can't remember where this comes out. Oh yeah, it's a cardboard slip out. So a nice little cardboard sleeve there. And it's just like a little gatefold that opens up. But they're just releasing the 40th anniversary edition, I think, in 4K as well. Next up is Il Postino, the Postman. I don't know why I bought this. It must have been something to do with the Oscars at the time. I can't remember. I don't know why I bought that one. Why did you buy that? Next up we have really nice collector's edition Pulp Fiction, with a nice sleeve that comes out. Excuse me. As you can see. And it's a nice little gatefold. Comes right out. It's got all the discs in there, plus also some books, lots of brochures and things like that. Bloody light keeps coming down on my head every time I turn my head. Damn you, Windows! So there we go. So that's Pulp Fiction. Another bit of country. Everybody likes a nice bit of Dixie Chicks Live. And then Sarah Michelle Gellar at her dirtiest, with Ryan Phillippe and Reese Witherspoon. Cruel Intentions. Good film, very good film. Another one is here, and that is a film, I'm not sure if this is on Blu-ray either. Mystery Men with Ben Stiller, which is kind of like, this is like the pre Suicide Squad. This could be like the Suicide Squad prequel. with all these weird superheroes, but I really enjoyed this. It's a really good film, and as I say, I can't remember if it's on Blu-ray or not. I certainly haven't got it on Blu-ray. Next up is another bit of country, with a bit of George Strait there, pure country, and then we have some TV box sets. Sequest, starring Roy Scheider. And this is the complete first season on DVD. I think there might have been 3 seasons. I think the last one was called Sequest 2032, I think maybe. So that's season 1 on DVD. And then we have season 2 on DVD. But I haven't got the other one. I haven't got the next one. This season 2 was a complete change of direction as well. I preferred how the first one was. Plus it had loads of guest stars in it. There was William Shatner as well in the first season. Another Little Britain. So this is the complete first season of Little Britain, as we had the second season earlier on, plus the comic relief box set. And actually this is one that I actually recently bought, and this is Peter Kay's Car Share. This is season 2. I bought this as a secret Santa present for my work colleague, but he'd already got it from his missus, his other half, so I thought, well, I'll just keep it. So now I get series 1. And next was when I was in my experimental 3D phase. This is way before the 3D that we've got now, and this is the world's greatest roller coaster thrills in 3D. And yes, such sophisticated 3D glasses. Real D, no. It's a shame that they actually haven't done this now in Real D, because I think that would be quite good. includes 2 pairs of 3D glasses. Next up is one of the best films ever. I absolutely love this film. Starring Sigourney Weaver, Tim Allen and Alan Rickman. Where are you going? Going to the pub. Galaxy Quest, which is the precursor to the Orville, really. And this one's actually signed by Robin Sachs. He's the actor who played the villain, the lead villain, and he was in Buffy, a couple of episodes of Buffy. I love that film. Also, next up is, I was going to say Jackie Chan, Jackie Brown, which is also like the other Collector's series that I had there. And this one's got a nice gatefold sleeve that comes right out. Haven't seen this one for quite a while, so maybe I should watch that one again soon. I think it's probably one of his least popular movies of all the Tarantino ones. Next up is another bit of Shania Twain live. And there's the other one. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. So we've got all of the Revenge of the Sith DVDs there. And as I say, I only really kept them because they're very not generic, but they're very iconic covers, because they used the poster covers and they all match and they've got nice gold on them, so that's the only reason really I kept those. And the last DVD is the complete 40 Towers, which I know this is on TV probably every day of the week, but to have a nice enclosed DVD box set is really good. And it surprises me actually when you, look at that. That's a fantastic DVD set. When you think about it, I think there was 11 episodes. 12 episodes. There's only ever been 12 episodes of 40 Towers. But it's been running for yonks and yonks. So you think there's more episodes than there actually is. But there's only ever been 12 episodes. Wow. 12 episodes have such an impact. Love a bit of 40 Towers. I was watching some the other night with the Kippers. An old thing he wanted his Jeffrey Palmer wanted his sausages. So yeah, love a bit of 40 Towers. So that's that. So that's it. So that's my remaining DVD collection. Some of those I might get rid of, some of the duplicate ones, or ones that I'm not going to watch, like that Olsen Twins, Islands in the Sun, or whatever it's called. But yeah, for the most part, that's the DVDs. So I hope you enjoyed my little DVD collection video there. I don't have a lot of DVDs. A lot of them have long gone. I used to have maybe 1,000 or so years ago, but after one format goes, we upgrade to another format. Well, some people do anyway. So I hope you enjoyed the little collection there. So stick down below if you have any DVDs in your collection, how big your collection is, any special ones you have, or sentimental DVDs, signed DVDs, things like that. It'd be good to see how many DVDs people actually still own out there amongst their Blu-ray and 4K collections. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video, which will be a Blu-ray video, not a DVD video. Bye.